Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I live in Tennessee, so
Okay.
uh,
Um. Well, first of all, I'm sorry the Titans are your home team. Um. I Titans are that team. I I made a lot of money betting them last year in the playoffs, but this year I really think they're going to struggle. I think letting Conklin go is going to bite them. I just don't like how they played their offseason.
mhm.
Letting Logan Ryan go, I think, is going to hurt him. I'm not a Tannehill guy. You got a guy who's coming off, who's had two knee injuries, and he's had a shoulder injury where his velocity is not the same. And Derrick Henry can't catch the ball. He's a zero factor in the passing game, and anytime you're behind, he's off the field because he can't catch. So I just really feel like I feel they shouldn't have paid that money to him. I have their needs as a running back, O line, pass rusher, defensive line, and I think they need another wide receiver to go next to Brown. And just because I hate Tannehill, I put quarterback.
Yeah. I completely agree with like literally everything you said. Living in Tennessee, a lot of Titans fans are just very irrational. Like they think that they're true Super Bowl contenders, which I know they got close. Like props on them. They had a wonderful, amazing postseason run, but before that, they were a 9-7 team that just caught fire.
And
Like
they got a
in
lot
the
of breaks to
playoffs.
go their way. They got an insane amount of breaks to go that way, and the breaks they got, I just
Yeah,
don't think
imagine
they're
if
going
the
to help.
Dolphins don't beat the Patriot. I don't know.
Yeah, they just got a
Like,
lot of stuff won't go their way. I mean, at the end of the day, that's basically what happened, and they took advantage of it. So you can't fault them.
I, with them franchise tagging Derrick Henry, I would love to see them. Not now, obviously, because I don't think it's good value to take a running back, well, like one of the running backs right now. But take like AJ Dillon in like the fourth round,
I love
another
AJ Dillon.
supreme big bodied Derrick Henry type running back
I
at like the
love,
fourth round fraction of the cost. Like that would fit in.
and the
Uh,
thing.
I, yeah.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just raving about like if they took that pick.
I love Dillon, and the thing with Dillon is just because BC didn't pass the ball that much, everyone's like he can't catch the ball. Well, when they threw him the ball, he caught it. You know what I mean? So this fallacy that people have that he can't catch the ball, I think is a total false fallacy. And with Dillon, you would get that big back, and he would be able to be in there during passing downs, during passing situations. Um, so I mean, we're looking at our board right here. Um, it's kind of interesting board. We have where do you think they're going to go here, man? I mean, they're your home team.
Yeah. Um, I'm thinking offensive tackle. You can never have enough like to replace Conklin.
All right,
Maybe
so,
Josh Jones out of Houston. What
all
do
right,
you think
so
about that?
yeah, I could see that. I could see that because so let's go. Let's put Jones in there. All right, so now we're up to 30. Um, in my eyes, the Packers, which had the 30th pick, overachieved last year. In my eyes,
Hmm.
Devontae Adams, I feel is their only receiving threat they have, and both Jones and Williams are in the final year of their contract. I also feel that losing Blake Martinez is going to hurt their linebacking core, and they also lost the O lineman too, to the Chargers. I'm spacing on his name.
Yeah, Bulaga.
Yeah. So I think they need a wide receiver, a tight end, offensive lineman, and linebacker. Where you got the Packers?
Yeah, they definitely need another wide receiver. And their front office, I don't really understand what they're doing at the wide receiver position because they're signing all these guys that are incredibly redundant, like super tall trees, jump ball receivers. Like they have no real slot option. Um,
Yeah, they just have like Funchess. Like what is that, dude? Like
yeah, like why? Like
why? It
I
makes
don't know,
zero
a
sense.
bunch of practice squad level replacement wide receivers that are all one trick ponies to say.
Yeah.
And then on how our board's breaking out, like Denzel Mims is the top wide receiver on the board.
Yeah.
He's good, but like he's almost the same wide receivers they have, you know? Like I don't know.
What about? See, I kind of I don't know. I have certain wide receiver guys I like, certain wide receiver guys I don't like. Mims falls into the wide receiver corp that I don't like, but the guy that I kind of do like is T Higgins. I know he's got some.
I think he's better than Mims.
I know, but he's got a couple injury concerns that I don't know if a team will take him in the first round because of that. I mean, he's physical. He has long arms. He's got length, and he's got the ability to catch those 50-50 balls. And I think he's a better route runner than Mims in my eyes. I would kind of lean toward T Higgins here. Or I don't know if this is just my bias toward Mims talking or what.
No, I think T Higgins all season he was higher rated than Mims, and then Mims blew up at the combine.
Okay.
A lot of people, I mean, Brett Coleman's a very respected YouTuber, football community analyst. He released a video on Mims, and a lot of people have been super high on Mims ever since. But I think T Higgins, he showed what he can do. Like I said, he's a little redundant, though. But I still think they need a wide receiver, like a starting caliber wide receiver. So let's go T Higgins here.
Let's go T Higgins. Speaking of Mims, I got lit up on social media today because I told someone what I thought of Mims. He totally lit into me, but that's another thing. But
Twitter debates are fun.
Oh, I love it. All right, so we got the 49ers. To me, we talked about this earlier. I just don't see how they don't trade down. I think the perfect team. Well, when I played this out in my head, there'd be more offensive linemen available.
Yeah.
So I really thought the team that made the most sense was the Rams because the Rams. What do the Rams? The Rams have a couple second-round picks that are right next to each other. They have the 52nd and the 57th. So, I mean, they could trade both those and move up to the 31st. I don't know if that'd be too much to give up for a first-round pick or not. I mean, it kind of depends what they value here. Because the Rams, to me, are one of those teams that are a poster child for not extending people too soon. And now they just don't have talent. So, I don't know. Maybe the Rams could move up or the Bills. What do you think?
I like what we said earlier, them trading down, but I'm trying to find the perfect trade candidate based on what we have available still. And I don't know who's... I know if they did make this pick, I would like them to take like Jalen Johnson out of Utah or like Jeff Gladney. I think they both fit in. And when you look at their roster, a lot of their cornerbacks are going to be free agents in the upcoming years, so they may want to take one. But like I said, it's a deep
and then they could just try to trade Breida and future third and move in. So
yeah. But if you find a good trade partner, I'm more than willing for them to trade down. But I don't know who's going to.
I would love my Lions to get Cesar Ruiz. I just don't know if the Lions would move up from, basically 5 picks out, just to draft him.
Yeah, I don't think they would.
Looking at teams that need a wide receiver, what? I don't think. I just don't. I think this is kind of like a dead part of the draft. With what's left on the board, actually, you know what? Let's have the Rams trade up, and let's have the Rams take Cesar Ruiz.
All right, sounds good.
Because they need offensive line help. So let's have the Rams trade up. So what do you think? What should we have the Rams send?
Let me look at it. So the Rams send a. What for?
52nd and 84th?
Yeah, that works.
Let's see if this one accepts it. All right, trade was accepted. All right, so the Rams are going to come in now, and the Rams are going to take they're going to take Caesar. So now we got the Chiefs. This is how I look at it with the Chiefs. Chiefs know if Jones is going to sign the franchise tag or not. Okay? So if Jones is not going to sign the franchise tag, they need to address a pass rusher in the draft. I think losing Fuller to the Redskins is going to hurt the secondary. Also, I don't think they are sold on Damian Williams as a lead running back. Hence, they brought in old man McCoy. I have cornerback, linebacker, pass rusher, offensive line, and running back as their needs.
Yeah, I agree. I could see them taking Swift.
Okay.
But I could also see them taking like Gladney or Johnson, one of them who falls. Or I mean, if they both fell, like one of those two.
I'll be honest. Like,
what'd you say?
With the running backs, I mean, I really between Swift, Taylor, J.K. Dobbins, or Akers, and I actually think Akers will be the best pro out of all four of those.
Really?
I love Cam Akers, man. Especially if he goes to a place where like the OC can get him in space and use him more in the passing game. I think he's going to really excel. I think out of those four guys, you can just kind of hold off. I mean, because I really don't. None of those guys are like, oh, you have to have them.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing more and more in the NFL. You don't have to take a running back in the first round and like be successful.
And like the thing with
I
running
think
backs,
they could definitely hold off, which is why I want them to go corner.
But
I do think Swift would fit great with.
Oh yeah, I think
Mahomes
Swift would fit better than Taylor in that system. And the other thing with running backs is, at the end of the day, it comes down to who's in front of you blocking and what system it actually is. Because if you have trash blocking you, you're not going to be that good. So you want to go Swift or you want to go Gladney?
Let's go Gladney.
All right. So we are done with the first round. This kind of turned out a little interesting. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we got some interesting. It kind of. I mean, I didn't have the.
Yeah, we had no safeties go.
Yeah, which was a little interesting. Mims is still on the board, which we'll probably get hated on for, but, you know, we're just not Mims people. So another thing I wanted us to do is, because both of us are kind of into breaking down players and kind of finding that diamond in the rough, getting some late round sleepers. And so I got two, you got two. Why don't you give one, I'll give one. You give one, I'll give one.
All right. My first one is going to be Jermichael Hasty, a running back out of Baylor. He's 5'8", 205 pounds, but he runs with so much aggression. He like sheds arm tackles. He can catch the ball. He's just very talented, and he can fit in a variety of schemes, but he'd work best with like an outside zone scheme. So he put him at like the 49ers, even though they have an abundance of running backs, but just like scheme-wise, he'd fit perfectly. Or like the Packers or the Vikings. Any team that runs that outside zone scheme, you can have him at a day 3 price because he's going anywhere from rounds 5 to 7.
Yeah.
And he could fit in it and produce immediately. You know, like, which that's the name of the game in the NFL nowadays, finding players at a value in later rounds. And I think he could fit in and be very good.
I mean, do you think the Panthers could take a run at him?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I mean, they need...
Give McCaffrey some rest and make sure he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah. And plus, college coaches there now, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my guy on the offensive end was Darrelton Evans. I watched way too much Sunbelt football last year, obviously because I bet on it. With Evans, you have a home run hitter, and he can score a touchdown anytime he gets the ball. He's explosive, straight line runner, tough to tackle in one-on-one situations in the open field, and his footwork is really good, especially in tight spaces. He's a good he's a good pass catcher, and he's surprisingly